G'day. Today, a well past due, another video on my coach. It's a 2008 country coach, Intrigue, 42 foot. And today we're going to be looking at a long overdue video for completing the fan in the inverter bay. I put a fan in there because last year, or a couple of years ago, we went down to Arizona in that heat wave and it was extremely hot. I lost 2 AC units, I lost the fridge, I lost the microwave, and the inverter overheated. It was like 130 outside and it was just sitting there baking. So what I'd done with the inverter, there's a brand new inverter in here. And now I put a cooling fan in there, so it's going to draw air from the compartment, the lower compartment, and exhaust it out through the bottom of the battery bay here. So what we're going to be doing is finishing that off. And if this makes any sense to you, I hope it might help. This is the new Magnum inverter that I put in here 2 years ago. And you can see with the panel on, this exterior panel, there's no ventilation in this compartment. It's totally sealed off except for that aperture that goes into the storage bay. So when I say sealed off, it's sealed off from the outside environment because the storage bays are also sealed as well. So it draws air through there, and I should imagine there's going to be some air coming through the storage bays, through the seals, etc. But at least it's going to be dry air. It's not going to be wet air that I want to pull from the outside through the inverter and then back into the bay. I want to pull it the other way. So I'm going to put that in, put that panel back on, have the fan, set the fan up, I don't know what temperature yet, to about, I don't know, probably 120 degrees. Let's see what it runs at, see what these inverters are supposed to run at, look at the spec sheets and look at the temp limits, and then set the temperature up on the controller accordingly. So stay tuned. Here's a hole, cut out with a grinder, filed with a good old-fashioned hand file, and ready for to be painted. And then have that fitted in like such. That's where it's going to go. So let's get that painted, get that put in, and we'll get ready to put this back in. What do you know? It's finally finished. Well, I've just got to bolt the panel back on now, but anyway, the panel's hanging in here. Here's a fan, here's the controller, here's the thermistor, and the power comes up to a fuse holder, which has got a 3-amp fuse in it, and it taps off of the circuit breakers up here. There's already a circuit breaker that's being used for the controller on the Magnum inverter, so I've just tapped into that one, put it on the same circuit breaker. It's coming down to the 3-amp fuse. The ground is picking up off the ground in the inverter, which goes directly back to the batteries. Nothing around here is a good ground. It's all 1 to 2 ohms, so it's not grounded very well. So I decided to take it straight back to the ground on the inverter. So let's get this put back in. Okay. Look at that, it's powered up. Look at that. Little pretty lights. This is what I mean by this compartment sealed. There really isn't air coming into it except for through the storage bay. Those two apertures that are in the storage bay. that Country Coach put in there when they built it. Don't really go anywhere. But now it's got a fan in here which is going to help keep that cooler. If it does ever get to the situation where it starts to heat up again, especially in hot climates, and obviously when you're in these RVs you don't want to be in the winter climates, most people want to be in the... Look how that's going up already now, it's sealed, it was 13. It's climbing quite quickly. That's how warm it is in that compartment. So if we set playing quite nicely. Look what it's doing to the temperature, it's pulling that down. Climbing a little bit, but that's not warm, 15.5 degrees. I'm going to set this at the moment around about 20. Should go off, there you go. I'll set it around 25, I think. Just for the moment. So that says that at 25, within 0.1 of 25, that fan's going to come on. This, if I just want to turn it off, I don't want power on it all the time, just turn it off. Cold climates, don't need it. Warm climates, just turn it on and off. So that's good. There is no ignition feed under here, which I really wanted it to do, but then again, if it's under the ignition, it's not going to turn on when you're just boondocking or when you're using the inverter. So the way I've got it set up now is it's going to look at the temperature of the inverter bay, and then it's going to start pulling the fan, pulling the air out of there when it's getting too warm. I'm happy with that. I hope this may encourage some of you to look at your inverter bay, see if it's too hot or if you've been concerned about it in the past. Here's one solution. So hope it's helped you, and stay tuned for the next exciting episode of Tidbits from Rod. Take care.